Hi, buddies. I'm so glad you're all here. We're going to start today by getting oriented in our spaces, however it looks to sort of help your space to be holy. So, I've got a wand with some local catnip that I'm going to sort of smudge my space with. And if you have some special crystals or some special incense at home or something that you'd like to incorporate, then you're so welcome to grab that now. Sorry, I just pinned my video. I spaced on that. You'll see that I've sort of got special crystals set up along the outside of my mat, so you can kind of play with making your own grid, whatever feels right to you. Everybody sort of has their own magic practices, but trust your gut and call on some of your allies, some of your sense allies: smell, taste, touch, whatever is speaking to you today. Okay? Okay. And if you are lighting something, you can move it around in your space. You can travel it over your mat. And you can also travel it over your body from bottom to top. And even without any sort of, burning, you can start to land in your seat and move your breath and energy up and through. Inhaling up through the back from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. Touch the tongue to the roof of your mouth and exhale down through the front. This is called the microcosmic orbit. So you're breathing along the whole circuit of your physical being that connects to your astral being, that connects to your light body, that links you to the worlds beyond. The worlds that live within, that link you to the worlds beyond. And if it's hard to drop in, try taking hold of one of the special crystals or shells or pieces from the earth that you have, and let the weight of that really anchor you into your root, into the consistency of the gravity that allows your body to hold its shape and place here, even as we travel between realms. Slow, deep breaths here. Trusting that you'll end up where you need to end up today. And let yourself really root down through whatever is connecting to the earth. Visualize the roots extending out from that place and expanding into the soil beneath you, so that you're not just connected, but you're supported by a wide network. And you might like to experiment with it by just swaying a little side to side to notice if you can actually tap into the felt sense of that rooting. And when you feel ready, maybe with crystals in the hands, maybe just with palms outstretched, reach out and up. Arms extend up to a wide V. Just a slight lift of the chin here. Breathe deep. Still breathing up from the root and expanding up through the crown. And see if you can open up a little space in yourself at the forehead, at the throat, at the heart, whatever calls to you, to invite divine light in. The light of the sun, right? The light of the wisdom that expands beyond us, the wisdom of our ancestors and the ones to come. Ask them to greet you and to join you here for this practice today. Imagine the light coming in and extending down through Sushumna Nadi, your central channel, and start to breathe into this central core made of golden shimmering light. The steadiness, the rooting of that core allows you then to expand out, reach your arms out to the side, and even reaching out through your toes, through your knees, through your hips, to feel from this luminous center. We can expand and play, we can be joyful, and we can be free. Deep breath in. And an exhale, big sigh all the way out. Let your hands come to rest on the earth. Just ground down into your palms. Feel the golden channel connecting you to what's above you here and gently connecting you as well to what's below. The energetic net or the webbing of Mother Earth resting and coming up to meet you. Maybe you can even feel into or see the way that your golden light starts to illuminate the earth beneath you. You might even be able to see your roots brighten and start to illuminate as they reach out for the nourishment and support that's needed. And from that luminous web, palms can come together at any central point in the body. If there is a specific force, energy, practice, person, idea that you are excited about opening yourself up to, you might name that out loud now. Otherwise, we don't have to know. We can simply just call in what needs to be and trust that it's coming. And we'll call it in with the vibration of Om or whatever sound allows you to resonate deeply within your center. Take a deep breath in. Bow your head to your heart for a moment. Good. And then we're just going to hop onto our mats. Starting in Supta Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana. We won't be Supta, right? We'll be seated. Bring the soles of your feet together. Take a deep breath in. Hold the front of your shins. Arch forward. Lift your heart a little bit. And then exhale, round back. Curl in, tuck your tailbone, chin to chest. You're moving along this luminous light path. Inhale, arch, lengthen, open. Exhale, round back. One more time. Inhale, expand, broaden through your chest. This time, exhale, round forward. Let your head hang heavy. So we begin with the root in our practice today. Feel into your pelvic floor and the webbing of that, expanding and softening down into that luminous web of golden light that is running through the earth beneath you. deep breath in. And a sigh to exhale. Release into the earth. On your inhale, lift up, hug your knees in towards your chest. Hold the back of your thighs. You're just going to start to rock forward and back. Unless you happen to set up a crystal point behind you, and then just be careful. A little rock. Take your time. We're going to build just a little momentum and land in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Your hands can definitely help you to get up there. Wiggle your tush a bit, right? Make some space between your feet. Inhale to lengthen your spine, get long here, and then exhale, Uttanasana. Also a forward fold that can connect us to the root chakra. As your tailbone lifts up, feel your roots soften and widen. It's almost like it extends down from the hips, through the legs, into your feet. Connecting to that same web of light underneath the soles of the feet. And just feel into this as home. Arriving home in your body, home in your breath. Maybe even home in the regular thoughts that always show up at the start of practice, right? Sometimes routine can also give us some comfort. And this is a gift. This is the power of ritual. Let your head hang heavy. Sway your arms, sway your torso side to side. You're dynamic in your rooting, so the rooting can stay supportive even as you shift and wobble and change. And if this feels like a good home base, you can stay right here. If you want to explore, you can turn your toes out, heels in, and let your seat descend, Malasana. Again, feeling into the soles of the feet and the pelvic floor opening down towards the earth. You can inhale up through the back body and exhale all the way down, pubic bone, tailbone, down and into the earth. You might even like to emulate that by inhaling to reach your arms up and exhale like a wave down your front body, hands come to meet the earth. Again, like that. Inhale, sweep out enough. Feel the power of the legs as you press down. And then exhale, soften, let the effort go. Hands come down to the earth. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Good, y'all. Deep breath in. And on your exhale, straighten your legs. Toes point forward, forward fold. Halfway lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Feel your feet on the earth. Rise all the way up to standing. Reach tall. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Step your right foot out wide. Step it back. We're setting up for triangle pose. No fancy setup, right? The feet are wide. Line up the feet. And then reach long with your hand. Hand down to the earth. Maybe to a block. Other arm up. There's some natural heat to this pose, but the goal of it today isn't to build heat necessarily. It's to find root. So how do the feet hugging towards one another help to get you deeply connected to your pelvic floor here? If you want to add some rhythm, you can inhale to sweep your arm up and open, and exhale to circle the arm down and around. Take your time. Maybe that I was asking for trouble with the cat and all of these crystals on the floor. Good, really slowly bend your front knee, step onto your front foot for half moon. Same thing, the goal is to find the root and breathe up into your pelvis as we start to expand out into the sacral chakra. Feel the front of your hips open. Good. When you're ready, bend your front knee, step back. Warrior two. Soften down into the shape. And again, the goal of this is to breathe along the front and back of your sacral space. You might bring one hand to the front and one hand to the back, or arms expand out. Deep low belly breaths. Take an inhale here. Exhale, windmill your hands down to the earth. Step back to high plank. Feel your root reach back towards your heels. Feel your sacral space open and soft, hips expanding. Lift your hips, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Start to take a walk up to the top of the mat. Feet come up towards the hands. Slowly, halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach all the way up to standing. Good, hands to your heart. Step your left foot back. Take your time. Left foot steps back for triangle pose. Good, sorry y'all. Reaching long. Whatever foot you didn't have forward last time, spread your toes. If you want to, the inhale can sweep your arm up and open. Exhale down and around. Or you can breathe into the simple expansion from the web underneath you, all the way up and out through your top fingers on the inhale. And then grounding back to earth on the exhale. So the steadier the root, the more time we give ourselves to feel into safety and support, the more playful and spacious the sacral space can be. Bend your right knee and expand out half moon. Right? So when we really find center and find the earth underneath us, we're able to explore emotionally, sexually, physically, spiritually, through the element of water and play in the sacral space, knowing that we have that root. When it gets wobbly, we find the root again, right? And then expand back out into the play. Take a deep breath in, open. Exhale, step all the way back to warrior two. And just feel into like what's happening on this side. How is the front of your low belly meeting your lower back? Any arm variations that feel right to you. Feel the earth underneath you. And what freedom with the power of the legs do you find in your low belly center? On your exhale, windmill your hands down to the earth. Step back to high plank. Breathing across your low belly and your womb space here. Downward facing dog when you're ready. Good, stretch your right leg up and back into the sky. And right shin comes forward. We're focusing on the sacrum here. So low belly and lower back, lift and open. You can slide your hands back. Breathe deep into this low sacral space. And then let it really soften and spill towards the earth. You don't have to hold anything in here. Grab a block or a pillow, whatever feels good, and let yourself soften down towards the earth for half pigeon. Play and curiosity are such a big part of this growing point. So give your mind some leeway, right? It doesn't have to be so structured here. You can let your mind kind of travel and wander and just be curious about what you find. You can also look around your space with a curious eye to see what kind of magic you might notice from this angle as you breathe deep into the low belly. Good. You can stay for as long as you like. The next shape is double pigeon, so whenever you're ready, you can sweep the back leg around and stack your shins. And if you think about it, right, this sacral space, when you expand out to the side, there are the hips, right? So there's a lot of bandwidth to breathe forward, back, and side to side as you fill this area. And then you're welcome to fold forward here or over your left knee. The curiosity and the collaboration with life force as it moves through you is kind of a key part of awakening the sacral chakra. And it's no coincidence that sexuality is also said to sort of be supported by this area. When we're waking up to eroticism in all of its forms, it really requires a delight and a curiosity about what it is that we notice in being alive. Eroticism is really about channeling power, right? Prana, life force, through the body in a joyful, playful, spacious way to find opportunities for deepening. So this is why the water element helps us so much to kind of keep us flowing through. It's not a super sticky element, although it can freeze when it needs to get solid, you know? But it helps us to kind of traverse lightly, to flow around and through the things that often hold us and keep us stuck, the old stories, the old ways. Good, deep, slow breaths, expanding out. Let your body take up space here. Play and pleasure are not about staying small or staying contained, right? The containment comes from the root and the grounding so that we don't have to worry about that part. We can be messy and free and really joyful and spacious. When you're ready, we're going to slowly lift up and just step this top foot, your left foot, out in front of you. Feel into your root. Feel it as it comes together from left to right and hugs in underneath your perineum. And use that support through your root as you launch forward, hands down, standing splits, right toes come up. Let your head hang heavy, soft through the jaw. And when you're ready, step your right foot back. Take your time. Lift up, high lunge. Go ahead, bring your hands to your heart. Take a big inhale. And then twist to the left in any way you like. Palms together, arms open wide. Rather than tightening at your sacrum to try to hold this, can you keep that sacral breath really expansive so that the solar plexus, the third chakra, has lots of room to explore and twist. It takes its cue from the second chakra. This is what I mean when I say one part of the body that's free can recruit other parts. Liberation is contagious in a really beautiful way. Take a deep inhale, left hand down, step back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Full exhale, let it go. Stretch your left leg up and back into the sky. And bring your left shin forward across the top of your mat. Lifted pigeon to start. Slide your hands back and feel into how it's different here to breathe into low belly and low back. Other leg forward is going to bring new adjustments. When you're ready, let yourself melt forward. Soften any gripping in the low back. Good, rock a little side to side. Let your jaw teach your hips. So if you can let your jaw soften and your teeth open a bit, see if the hips can listen and absorb some of that and mimic that motion of opening and softening. If you have crystals by you when you're on the earth, you're welcome to cup your hands around the crystals and spread your fingers across the earth. And just feel the luminous threads that extend up through your hands and your arms. You can do this with just the earth and no crystals as well, right? The earth is a crystal in and of itself. Those luminous threads drawing all the way down the back of your heart, down to the belly and the hips. Feel the spaciousness of the warm orange glow emanating out from the center of your womb, the center of your pelvis, out through the hips. And you'll keep breathing into that as you listen to your own timing, eventually landing in double pigeon with the right shin on top. Spacious, 360 degrees around. Belly and low back and hips expand and invite you deeper in, maybe folding forward or over the right knee a bit. As much time as you need here. Let yourself really breathe into whatever the shape is offering. If there's some other pose that embodies play for you, you can feel free to take it. This is your creation. If you want to come with us, foot forward, right foot on the earth, standing splits, left toes up. Let your head hang heavy. Just the freedom of reaching both directions. Stretching out wide. And then step your left foot back. Take your time. Rise up for high lunge. Bring your hands in towards your heart. Feel into your belly, expanding on all sides, and take that into twist. Hands together or arms open wide. Breathing into this warm yellow glow, expanding out from your solar plexus, out in every direction. Rinsing through in the twist and releasing with your breath. Anything that feels stagnant. Right hand down, step it back. Downward facing dog. Good, slowly ripple forward, high plank. Lower your knees, chest, and chin down to the earth. Feel your belly soften. Gently cobra pose, lift. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Good, lift your heels, bend your knees, hop forward, come down to a seat. On your tush, squeeze your knees together, or feet can be hips width distance like chair pose. We're gonna twist seated, so you can bring your left hand outside your right knee. Inhale to lengthen up through Sushumna, tall spine. Exhale, twist to the right. This third chakra that we're opening around brings us into exploration with our sense of courage and strength. Find center, inhale up through the chest, spacious, brave to be here in your own body. And exhale, twist to the left, right hand outside your left knee. In a world that is endeavoring for us to adhere and comply, it is such a deep act of courage to be the brightness and lightness of your true self. And that includes all of your shadow, all of your depth, your cyclical nature and your magic. So don't underestimate the courage it takes to be you every day. Give yourself the grace and dignity of really acknowledging that and breathing up into it. Good, find center. We're gonna swing this right leg back, setting up for a yin pose, deer pose, which is another twist, a deep twist. So my left shin is at a right angle in front of me, my right shin behind me. I'm gonna grab probably a pillow or a bolster or whatever you got around. And I'm gonna send it over to the left. Now breathing up, starting from the root. Breathe up, root, sacrum, solar plexus, feel it expand, and then soften into the twist as you look over your left shoulder. Maybe walking down onto your forearms to deepen the twist. The courage that it takes to be you, and the strength that it takes to remember yourself again and again. This is what this space above the navel invites us into. So feel into the tingling there. I can sort of feel my whole body spiral from that place as I turn my torso towards the earth. So you can adjust the twist as you like to really sort of access that upper belly area. And just like we did in triangle, if you want to take big circles with the right arm, feel free here. Good. Slowly start to press away from the earth. You're going to turn towards that back leg. Tuck your left foot in for Jani Shirshasana. And then we'll take a twist. Right hand back behind you. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, spinning from this upper belly, heart towards the outer knee. You might be able to feel the warm yellow glow from that upper belly start to reach tendrils up towards the heart and towards the chest. This part of the trust practice of our spiritual inquiry and evolution is knowing when we actually have the resources and the light to keep expanding and going, right? Sometimes we think that we're not ready, and the truth is we may never feel ready. But sometimes we can take inventory and feel into the fact that all of our systems are charged up as much as they can be. And we take the next step and trust that the light floods in. Good. Slowly lift up. Plant your left hand back behind you. Press into your left shin. You're going to lift it from the low belly up through the heart here. Press into your left shin. Reach your right arm back. Good. Drop down to your tush. Sweep your right leg around again. Hands back behind you. Fingers face in. And windshield wiper your knees a little side to side. Good. Reverse tabletop when you're ready. Press down into your feet and hands. And slowly lift your hips. Feel your solar plexus lengthen here. Crown of the head and knees reaching out. Deep inhale. Exhale all the way down to the earth. We'll switch sides. Left leg swings back behind you. Right ankle. Right knee bends out in front of you. And again, breathing up from the root, through the sacrum, up into the solar plexus. Big inhale, and exhale to twist around and deep into that center. This pose is almost like you have a secret of your own light, right? Right at the third chakra, and you're sort of curling in around it, but there's also no way to completely contain it. Even when we're scared to release or put ourselves out there, the light ends up shining out in all of these different directions. So we might simultaneously, in the process of cultivating courage, both want to curl in and expand out. This is the journey of the twist. Marinate for as long as feels right. When you're ready, you can slowly press up and out of the twist, turning towards your left leg. Tuck your right foot in for Jani Shirshasana. Left hand back behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up, stretch from solar plexus to fingers, and exhale, fold. Heart towards the outer left knee. Feel the root and the sacrum supporting you here through the reach and twist. to slowly rise up. You can plant your right hand behind you. And the solar plexus reaches up towards the heart as your left arm lifts. Big breath in. Exhale, bring your tush down to the earth. Swing your legs around. Hold the back of your thighs again. Start to rock. Forward and back a couple times. Be balancing on your sits bones. Find root, sacrum, and solar plexus supporting you. And the heart starts to lift with the grounding of the first three. When you're ready, forward fold, build a little momentum. This time we'll interlace fingers at the low back, start to open up the chest and heart, bend your knees a lot. Inhale, curl open with your heart. Wiggle your tush, wiggle your shoulders back, and exhale, fold forward, hands lift up and over. Good. Gently rebend your knees, unclasp and reclasp, awkward way, other thumb on top. Inhale, wiggle shoulders and hips, open up. Exhale, again, fold forward. Rock your weight a little bit forward so you can feel into the back of your heart as you come into your toes. Good, gently release, toes out, heels in. We're coming back down to Malasana, but this one for the heart. So how does that change it, right? Can the chest and the breastbone lift, the sternum? Can your hips ground and get really rooted so that you can breathe deep and open into arms stretched out wide? Press down into both feet. Feel your feet on the earth. Slowly come all the way to standing. Reach your arms up. And then down through center, hands to heart, Malasana, yogic squat. Good, the heart leads you up, arms out, press down. Exhale, back down into yogic squat. Good, one more time. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, down into yogic squat. Press down into your feet, reach all the way up to standing. And we're gonna bring hands to heart and set up for tree pose. So step onto your left foot, hug your right knee in towards your chest, and then open your right knee. You can open it to the side as much as feels good, above or below the knee. Below is a more subtle exploration, and there's something quite nice about that because it lets you really explore the upper body. We're going to try arms stretched out wide. One palm up, one palm down, connecting to what's below and connecting to what's above. If that asymmetry gets wonky, feel free to take both up or both down. And you might even play with just gently twisting and opening from the heart. One palm up, one palm down, and then switch sides. Good, hands to heart, hug your knee to center, release your foot to the floor, shake it out. Just reconnect to your feet on the floor, to your root, to your sacrum, to your solar plexus, and then expand up, stepping onto your right foot, hug your left knee in, knee opens up to the side. Palms up or down or stretched out wide. A little lift through the back of your heart. See if you can channel the light tendrils from the earth underneath you up through your right foot and your leg, up through your central channel here. The wobble gives us opportunity to practice, so welcome it. When you're ready, knee to center, gently release, shake it out. we're gonna hook thumbs to take a heart opening variation of sun salutation A. So hook your thumbs, inhale, reach up, arch back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back, right knee to the earth. Hook your thumbs. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your heart, broaden. Exhale, hands down, high plank. Take your time, inhale. Exhale, slow lower, however you want to do it. Inhale, open your heart, cobra or up dog. Exhale, stretch back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward, left knee down, hook your thumbs. Inhale, arch, lift your gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Hook your thumbs, inhale, reach up, arch back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back, left knee to the earth. Hook your thumbs, inhale, reach your arms up. Heart open, exhale, hands down, high plank. Back of the heart opens, inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, shoulders back, heart lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Hook your thumbs, inhale, reach, arch, broaden. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step or hop back, high plank. Take a deep inhale here. Slow lower all the way down onto your belly. Sphinx pose. Propping up on your forearms. You can tuck your toes and move your knees and thighs back a little bit. Wiggle your tush a bit. Spread your fingers wide. So when we do computer stuff or we sit a lot, the shoulders want to take over here, right? So check out what it's like to use the pull of the fingertips back gently to draw your heart forward, to roll your arm bones back, to make a little bit of room for your belly and your heart. Yeah. And you might visualize a green glow expanding out in every direction from your heart space at the sternum. Really invite your attention and awareness there. And notice how you can feel into tenderness, not just at the front of the heart, maybe even hard to find tenderness at the front if we have to be guarded for so many reasons, but that often through the back door of the heart, there is a tenderness that is waiting to be felt and met. And this is why in healing work I've found it to be so profound to explore visualization and actual support of hand behind the heart. Because so many of us cultivate a strong front, and even with that, as beautiful and important as that can be, we also have a soft back. And that can be an entry point for moments of safety and tenderness when we call it in and when we feel ready. stay here, or other option to take seal pose if you like, stretching the arms straight, or you can come with me to stretch back to hands and knees. Press the flesh back from your knees a bit and sit between the heels. This might be perfect for your Virasana. You might like to walk your hands back and come towards saddle pose, which is the reclined variation. Whatever feels right for your system here. The focus is on the heart. So if the knees or the feet are too tight to get into the heart, it's not worth it, right? You can be sitting up, hand to heart, breathing into it. Another option is camel pose, right? Hands at the heart or hands to the low back. Really rooted and supported from root, sacrum, solar plexus to crack open and expand across the chest. And just let yourself freely move between these shapes as feels good for you. How expansive can you be when you give yourself the deepest invitation? And how expansive can we be when we can really feel into support underneath us? How much more freedom there is when we give ourselves the grace of needing to orient and land first. In anything, relationship, body, community. Take as much time as you like, and when you're ready, we're just going to come into some gentle cat-cows. Maybe some circles, heart-led, right? Let the heart really melt down towards the earth. And then round through the back of your heart. Good, and when you're ready, we'll set up for puppy dog pose. So your knees will be hips width apart, and you can start to walk your hands out to melt your heart, and either your chin or your forehead can come to rest on a pillow or on the mat. And this is where we can start to feel into how that green, warm, inviting light starts to expand and reach its fingertips up towards the throat. How getting in touch with the expansiveness of the heart helps to give us the life force that we need to bring our ideas up and out. The throat is also the neck, right? It's that same place, front and back. So just feel into it all the way around. We all have a lot of weight on our heart right now. This is just what it means to be alive in this time. And we carry it with so much grace, and also sometimes we need some support in holding it. So feel the earth really come up to meet your heart here. You are doing holy work in all the ways that you offer your love to your community. And you deeply deserve and need to be met in that. with an equal force from the community and from the earth back. Reciprocity is really and truly what allows us to heal. Slide your hands back. You can sit back in child's pose for a moment. Just breathing space into the back of the heart. Downward facing dog when you're ready. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Lift your heels, bend your knees, hop through, lie all the way onto your back. Walk your feet in, hands by your sides. Setting up for bridge pose, so you could have a block here and put it underneath your tailbone. You could put a pillow underneath your seat, or you can take active bridge pose if that feels good to you. Inhaling to lift. So just feeling into the power of your root, your sacrum, your solar plexus, how the strength in that lower body lets your heart actually soften and expand here. Your arms really don't have to do that much work when your legs are deeply rooted. Yourself come down to rest. Let your legs fully release. Windshield wiper side to side. And one more time, bridge pose, any variation you like, inhaling to lift up. Exhaling to release, legs up towards the sky, shake them out. Let them go. Your legs do so much to support you. Shake out all of the bracing that we do. Release. Good. Feet come down to the earth. So you can rest right here in Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can join me for wheel pose if that feels right for your body. This is the bridge, truly, between the heart and the throat. Your hands walk in, your feet walk in. Feel the length in your spine as you start. Careful of your hair if it's long. And inhaling to rise up. Yeah. Spread your toes, spread your fingers. Cracking wide open at the heart. And feel how your throat has a lot of power here as it expands, as the weight of your head drops. You already know, right? You already know what it is that's starting to incubate, even if you don't have words for it. Let yourself relax into the knowing. Come all the way down to the earth, feet wide, knees close. And just feel into the green light across the chest as it melds towards the blue light at your throat. We're gonna grab a pillow or a block or a rolled up towel, whatever makes you happy here, and put it back behind, setting up for supported fish. So take your time to get there. You might like to have a more acute kind of like roll of a towel so it can be right behind the heart. Or it might be nice to have it a little bit more elongated for dispersed support. So lying all the way back, let your head release off of whatever support it is. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide. You can cactus your elbows or stretch your arms like we did in tree pose. Maybe holding a crystal or two in your hand. And invite the blue orb of light at the center of your throat to start to open. and to shine through. Out and up towards the sky, towards the walls, down towards the earth. Almost like you're wearing a shimmering necklace of blue gemstones here to amplify and clarify your voice and your message. The throat is actually a lot about surrender. When we are really speaking from the divine light that moves through us, it is less about it being just our words and more about surrendering to the truth of what is moving through us, of the guidance and wisdom that is being delivered to us from all of the elements and all of the powerful sages in our community and in our ancestry. So to speak fully from center is actually to be a channel for divine light. Let me just check out if there's any relief in that idea that we are not solely responsible for crafting a message that is unique and powerful, but instead just meant to tune our hearts and our ears and our bodies so that we can hear what is being offered through us. This gives me so much comfort when I am efforting too hard to get the words right. We'll take a big inhale and then release with Om from this position 3 times. Full inhale. Deep breath in, across your throat, across your chin, across your ears, and full exhale out. You're going to gently roll over onto one side and press back up, just sliding the block or the pillow away. We'll come to child's pose when you're ready, focusing on this third eye chakra. So we want this to be connecting to something solid, which means that if the earth isn't so close for 1,000,000,001 reasons, right? Grab something, a crystal, a pillow, something to support you. It can even be your fist stacked, but we're inviting in direct contact with the third eye. You might gently rock your head a little side to side here. This space doesn't need a lot of pressure, right? As we get higher and higher, it gets subtler and subtler. So it means that we don't have to do that much work to get in deep. This is the space where we're invited to reflect on the truth that we surrender to when we access the heart and the throat. So let yourself rest in gentle stillness here. And let this purple light emanating from the third eye. Just gently shine on what it is that's coming up for you through this practice and in your life right now. See if you can hold it really lightly. Like the ideas are inside of a ball of light. Right? And there's so much space to explore them and celebrate them without demanding that they stay the same. We're imagining ourselves as sacred chalices. Then the third eye is right at sort of the lip of the top of the vessel, where we might pour wisdom or pour curiosity or pour joy into our other cups. The very top of the head is the opening, where light and messages get to rush in. So we'll explore between those two spaces here. Holding the heels, you'll go moving in your own timing from the forehead, rounding up to the crown of the head. It might be really small, down to the forehead, up to the crown of the head. Just feeling into the connection between the two. Eventually, you can interlace your fingers and lift up all the way onto the crown of the head, or you could set up for Shirshasana headstand if that feels good to you, interlacing the fingers, tucking the toes, take your time. Your whole body is here to support you as you open this top space. You could have fingers at the top of the head. You could be in rabbit pose or a headstand. Just some contact with that part of the body. Inviting in the mysteries, the unseen and the unknown, with trust and joy that what is offered to you is right, and that you'll receive the code book on those messages when it's time, and now may not be the time. What a gift to trust the timing of your unfolding. Resting in child's pose from headstand or from rabbit pose. And when you're ready, you can start to set up for Shavasana. And you could take this in any way, legs up the wall, legs over the couch, lying all the way back. If you are lying back and you do have any sort of a crystal with any kind of a point, when we do crown work, we like to have kind of a grounding point, so you can place any sort of a pointed crystal beneath your heart space, between your heart and your solar plexus, pointed down towards your feet. right? So that even as you sort of explore the celestial realm, you are rooted and you are held by these lower centers of power. Take your time to get into the resting space that feels right for you. If the third eye is about reflecting on the truth and what is being revealed, the crown is an invitation to fully kind of merge with the truth and what we're becoming. This is an act of such incredible faith, because to not know what we're becoming and to still be ready to merge with it is jumping into the wild unknown. What an amazingly brave endeavor that we built from the ground up to do together. Yeah. The deep connection with ourselves makes space to allow for the possibility of opening up deep connection with what is beyond us. So as you arrive in your final resting position here, Shavasana or otherwise, let yourself soften the crown of the head. Essentially what we're talking about is the fontanelle, the part that is actually the soft part of the skull when we are first born into this earth. So we come in soft. And we get to remember this again as we land. Let your eyes close wherever you've landed here. Slow, deep breaths. Let yourself sense into the stability and the spaciousness that you've cultivated in your spine. And you can slowly breathe up from the root with the warm red to the sacrum with orange light, to the solar plexus with the yellow glow, to the heart with the green, to the throat with the blue necklace, to the third eye with purple light beams expanding out, to the very crown with bright, white, luminous light. Receiving it like a sacred vessel. Allow yourself to open that space and invite the magic of what is yet to come in. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyay Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyay Namaha. Om Dum Durgayay Namaha. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Radha Krishnaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om. You are holding such potent and powerful threads of wisdom that are so much bigger than you, that are also so much bigger than you, so that they can hold you in the process. You are at one with the web of energy and life around you. You are deeply holding and deeply held here. Let yourself reach out in a starfish, reach long through your arms and legs. And when you're ready, you can take your time to curl over onto one side and to come up to a seat that feels right for you. Take a moment to just feel into your spine, into your body. You might come back to that original opening position and just feel into what connectivity is available here. We got this amazing card that I've never gotten before, which is the Buffalo card today. Of course, it is grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual, which is literally exactly what we've been practicing together. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. Yes, the buffalo sees challenge and hardship or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, misfortune. Its gentle eyes turn to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. And may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. When out of balance, we feel restless, we lack gratitude, we feel ungrounded. When this energy is in balance, we feel trusting and pure presence. To bring into balance, prayer. And this is what we've done together, is a body prayer. And I'm so humbled to be not only working on alignment energetically, spiritually, physically, politically, emotionally, but to be working on it with you. Because being in community is like finding our first 3 chakras, right? It is the root, it is the ground from which we can explode and expand in every direction and be wild and free and messy and bright and share ourselves in the world. And that happens from the secure base. And we are here to offer each other that. And I am so incredibly grateful and willing with all of my heart to be here with you in that work. Thank you all so much for doing this whole 7 weeks together, for giving yourself the gift of this practice and this clarity and the clarity of more questions, right? And I am so honored to be with you.